Oops.
Oh,
Okay.
yep.
I made Andy watch the theme song portion of the show with me today, hoping that it would spark some memories, and he still has no fucking clue. He was like, "What channel was it on? I didn't watch CBS when I was a kid." First off, what? Second, nobody watched CBS. That's like Matlock in the
Right.
80s. What? No. It's
I
NBC.
think
It's
I
all the cool
watched,
stuff.
wasn't I feel like Murder She Wrote was on CBS, and I think I watched Murder She Wrote pretty regularly.
I never saw that.
No.
But that sounds right. Yeah.
The grande dame herself, Angela Lansbury,
That's right.
solving mysteries
Doing
in
that
and
teapot
out
shit.
of Cabot Cove.
Yeah. Wow. Let's clap it in.
Okay.
Oh,
What's up, everybody? It's On Fire Tonight with Josh and Tress. We are here today to talk about Misfits of Science, Season 1, Episode 6, Sonar. What's it
or
called?
later. Sonar or later.
Sonar or later. So this is your one and only warning. We're going to spoil it. You've had 30 something years to watch it.
Nothing but spoilers, baby.
All right. So this is a pretty dumb episode. Okay. So my current theory on how they like slipped in all of these very famous and high level songs for all of these episodes is they probably argued that it was protected under parody because they are parodying multiple things in every episode. And so because this one is like Flipper and Miami Vice,
Oh boy,
among other things, it's like, you know, you've got a running sort, you've got like, there's a constant Ghostbusters parody going on, and there's a constant maybe X-Men, or like, I don't know what else.
I think the problem is we're thinking about it in 2020 something terms, but like even Paul's Boutique, you couldn't do that now without spending millions of dollars. Like they got away with shit back then, and I don't know if it's because the laws were looser.
Well, those are totally different things, like sampling something to create a new work of art versus playing a full song, like literally the whole song. There's like the entirety of Smuggler's Blues in this.
Right. I'm saying it's different, but they're still using a copyrighted thing. Like it's still copyrighted stuff. I think it was just different because
this is rapidly evolving from a chat show where we talk about TV shows that we watch into we're debating the merits of copyright law.
And boy, I couldn't be happier.
I'm here for it, for real.
For sure.
Yeah. Forget about Billy Hayes.
Oh, please. Thank you.
Yeah. Forget about the whole team.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we've got a super nerd scientist who talks to dolphins, who talks to one dolphin named Donald. How come every scientist that's not on the Misfits of Science team is like, oh, we've got to make this guy like a tragedy?
Because the misfit of science scientists are tragedy plus kind of cool. So it's fine. It's just that's what all science is. It's just tragedy because they're all nerds.
All right. So I'd like to address what I think is probably the most serious thing in this episode. And I'm not even joking here, which is it starts off with Gloria telling Hayes she wants to know about her own powers, and he's not even listening to her. It has been my experience as a man that all of the women in my life have this with most of their doctors, whether their doctors are men or women.
100%. Thank you, Josh. That, like, not even talking about doctors, the way they treat her in this episode infuriated me.
Mm-hmm.
She would be like, hey, what about this? And they would all just turn their backs and change the subject. Like, she's still a fucking human, you assholes.
So have you personally had the experience of going to a doctor and being like, this person isn't listening to me no matter what, and this sucks, and I'm not getting what I need? And then have you ever gone to a doctor, maybe with your husband or with your father, and had a completely different experience and have them address all of the talking points to the man you brought?
I don't bring a man to my personal doctor's appointments, but I can tell you as a parent, me bringing up things to my son's doctor, it got brushed off so hard. And I was like, Andy would try and chirp in. I'm like, no. I actually have these concerns. Please talk to me. Please address what I'm saying. And I wouldn't get anywhere. Like, they would always get brushed off. And that's not even going into the female doctor that refused to give me an IUD. So fuck you guys. Fuck all you.
What?
Uh-huh.
What do you mean refused to do it?
Because apparently, and this was after a law was passed that this was illegal, she was like, it's against my religion. I'm not going to give you an IUD.
It's against her religion.
I was like, well, this is your fucking job, bitch. Like, what? It's an IUD. Bitch.
Huh.
And they let me go all the way in. Like, I made the appointment, which is hard enough because I hate making appointments. I actually went there and it's not close. I go in and then I get this bullshit. And I'm like, you couldn't have just said this over the phone and let me be mad at home. Fuck you guys.
So did her swastika armband, like, was that an issue with her, doctor's lab coat?
Well, it was on the inside. She's hiding it. So it looked like it was constricting her a little bit.
You gotta pump out babies for the Reich.
Get that Nazi sperm inside of me.
The tease for every episode now. Am I listening to the right episode? Why is Tressa always asking for Nazi sperm?
I collect it. I'm a collector.
All right, so back to the Miami Vice knockoff.
Oh boy, was it ever.
We get to see them dress like Crockett and Tubbs.
Finally.
Right.
It took 6 episodes for that. Are you kidding me? You know what? They should just rename this show References, the TV show.
Yeah.
Because, hello, what?
Poorly executed references.
Sometimes you won't even get it till it's too late.
It's like, we can't be sly about it, so we'll just state it outright, and it's still horrible.
100%.
So last episode, we had a fake Madonna, and within 30 seconds of this one starting, there's a radio DJ name checking Madonna.
I don't even remember that. It makes sense.
Yeah, it starts off with like Eddie and Donald at like the marine biology place, and the radio's on, and the DJ is like, all right, if you can call in with like the last 5 Madonna songs that I played in order. I guess it's a joke about how popular Madonna was at the time.
Funny.
So yeah, so then the dolphin is able to like make a phone call because of cordless phone technology.
Right. And squeaks and echolocation and whatnot.
Right, which our scientist calls echolocation. Yeah. which I think is an
Yeah.
intentional joke.
Really?
I think so, because
What? How?
loquation is
Yeah.
speech, but echo is
Uh,
sound.
yeah, I think guess you're right.
Yeah, so I think that was an intentional one.
I thought he just slipped up and they kept it in, which wouldn't put past him.
So this is such a this was a bad episode. They go to a bar. Everything is
What are
flamingo
you
themed.
talking about? How is
You
this a
love
bad episode?
you love this episode? Sell me on it. Sell me on it. I want to get on board. I want to
Okay,
love things. I don't want to hate things. I want to love things.
you got a bunch of asshole dudes. You got that are also scientists and also
You mean our heroes?
yeah, and the new scientist.
Uh-huh.
And then you know what? I still got love for Elle though. He was kind of a dick, but Elle's still great.
Yeah,
We got
Elle is the best of
mhm.
the two.
He's the less asshole of
He's
probably
not
all
an
of them.
asshole at all.
Right. He did kind
Billy
of ignore Glow though.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true.
But
He's not doing that much to help. He's a
product
real
of his
second
time.
banana.
Yeah. We got what do we got? We got a hot redhead, and you know she's hot because there's a hot guitar lick while she walks in the room.
Right.
Uh-huh. We
Right.
got Hayes offering her a stuffed walrus from a place that she works at, and she probably has 80 at her house anyway. We got just gonna go through here. We
Right.
got
He collects toys in this episode, just like probably the audience of this TV show.
currently and back then.
Probably.
We got a talking dolphin. I mean, we got drugs. We got little tiny cocaine baggies inside of flamingos.
We've got a perfectly white skeleton that is just straight from the Halloween store. That
of a pilot that just like crashed there maybe a couple days ago.
Right. The body completely picked clean of all skin and organs and all trace of any existence, but the bones are all perfectly together.
When they first
and in repose, just lying comfortably, like obviously in a tank.
When they first showed that, I was like, oh, they found pirate treasure from hundreds of years ago, too. Oh, no, this guy is from like last week. Cool. Oh, also, we have the question, at least for me. Johnny B talks about how terrified he is of water multiple
But gets
times.
into a fucking boat. What the hell?
Yeah, but also, I mean, there's spray coming off that boat when they're going boating. What? No. But also, does this mean that he has not bathed since his accident?
Wonder what he does.
He doesn't, is the thing.
Like, what does he get short circuited if he sweats? He was living in the desert.
Right. He when he got splashed on the beach, he freaked out.
I'm starting to have questions about the reality of the science behind this show.
It almost doesn't seem real.
But that can't be right.
I know, it's got to be real, right? There's scientists on this show. We also have a security guard that wants to buy ice cream at night.
This is great. So that scene was almost terrific. Johnny B, if he had just played along as though he was the ice cream man in a more realistic way, rather than being like, nope, we're out of that, and then getting increasingly angry, he should have been like increasingly like joyful the way like an ice cream guy, like they've got to project some happiness because they interact with children all day.
Right.
So the security guard literally just naming every single thing that an ice cream truck sells is hilarious. One at a time.
There's a menu on the side of the truck. And instead of him saying, we don't have any, it's fucking midnight. I'm sorry.
No. I'm out of stock.
He's like, no, we don't have that. What's the other one you want?
So stupid.
Johnny B.
Yeah. So that was that. Yeah. So I hope that we get to see that security guard again.
He obviously was fantastic.
So I don't really get The redhead works for the Delta Foundation, and she's also like the drug dealer's girlfriend. Is the Delta Foundation real?
Yeah.
Because I think that Eddie, the scientist, the marine biologist guy, is still working with a grant from them at the end of this, or maybe it's not. Maybe it's with Humanodyne.
No, because Humanodyne is humans, Homo sapiens.
Also, Stepmeyer suggests before he knows that like they've taken the dolphin, he sees the headline that there's a missing dolphin and thinks this is something the Misfits of Science could do, is track down this missing dolphin.
That's a great idea.
What is anyone's job?
I don't know.
What is anyone's job? Except Gloria works like 7 jobs. She does fast food. She does deliveries. She does like murals with Angel.
She probably works at that other place with Gina because she is a teenager.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Like last we knew, her last residence was prison.
Where does she live?
Where does she live? We have never met her parents. Is she a runaway?
Is she an orphan?
Is she an orphan? Is she a runaway? Is she something else?
Are they private investigators now, or are they still scientists? I don't understand.
They're not good at either.
I was trying to figure out like a good way to explain the overall idea of this show, and it's like anything I say they would consider a compliment, so I don't want to say any of it.
Right. It's baffling because you like, as soon as you try to start describing the show, as soon as I try to describe the show, I'm like, well, except that it's not true because it doesn't work.
Right.
They're not. Are they? Okay. So they're scientists. Let's say.
Okay.
And they have assembled a team for some reason.
For the Misfits that exist.
And they keep falling into mysteries.
Yeah. They're like the A-Team meets Scooby-Doo meets Ghostbusters meets.
All right. Yeah. You've got a real handle on this. The A-Team meets Scooby-Doo meets the Ghostbusters.
But actually none of that. But
nothing that works.
No, they took all the worst aspects of all of those things and they're like, awesome, we got a show.
Right. The A-Team, which was you could argue whether it was a good or bad show. At least it made sense why like they were doing whatever they were doing. Sure.
Weren't they mercenaries or something?
They were mercenaries. They were mercs for hire. So if you can find them.
Yeah, that's the thing. You got to find them. And then
if you can hire them, but first you have to find them.
Yeah. You have to have tranquilizers so they can get on a plane.
That's just B.A. Baracus.
We should do A-Team.
You've got Mad Dog Murdoch. Face.
I always thought that Murdoch was Max
George
Headley.
Was George Papard, did he play Hannibal?
Uh-huh.
And he loves it when a plan comes together.
Who doesn't?
Yep.
Yeah, we should do that.
It's like, it's not that hard to find a guy that's always smoking cigars. Like, they fucking stink. Like, I can find these people.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. They've escaped to the Los Angeles underground. What the fuck does that mean? They're hanging out in front of a hot dog stand.
They are no longer in the sewers that look like tunnels.
Yeah. How come no one in this episode, last episode, everyone wanted to get into the sewers all day long. No one's doing that anymore. Are they just like over it?
Yeah, totally over it. Because now they can go in the ocean to ocean tunnels. I don't know. Yeah. This dolphin, Josh, it can translate its squeaks into pictures with a computer or something, and that's how it calls the radio station with its squeaky squeaks, its echolocations.
Yeah.
And Glow is like, hey, my grandma had a canary that could open garage doors from like 2 blocks away. And she says that, and everyone just goes silent and their faces go flat and they're like,
Nobody gives a shit about what she's talking about at all.
and I'm like, you assholes, she is telling you a story that relates to what you were just talking about.
She's literally the only person on topic.
You fucking
Everyone else
piece
is
of
like,
shit.
oh, but let me tell you about my thing. Oh, let me tell you about my thing.
Oh, let me tell you about this hot girl I saw. You know
That
what?
doesn't want anything to do with me.
Oh, another one? Because that's all you talk about, you fucking piece of shit.
All right. So going back a couple of episodes
Mhm.
when Jane, who was not even in this episode.
Oh, she wasn't. Because she's gross and pregnant.
Okay. So when Jane's pregnancy and marriage are both first revealed.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So I could be wrong about this.
Yeah.
When Billy said she's looking a little cabbage patch,
Uh-huh.
it was actually, I didn't even get that he was calling her fat. I didn't even understand what the fuck he was talking about. And I didn't even know that he was talking about her. You explained that to me.
Oh, okay.
So thinking back, I wonder if him saying that was not just fat shaming, but now he's no longer interested. And it has nothing to do with the fact that she's pregnant.
I mean, except for the fact that she's getting fat because she's pregnant.
Yes, he's just a playboy.
No, yeah, that makes perfect sense.
He's a playboy, aka a dick.
Grade A prick. Yeah.
Maybe he should try hanging out in the sewers and see if he finds some nice girls down there. Like,
hopefully nobody pumps methane in there.
They're not even interested in rock stars. Why would they be interested in you?
Because he's a scientist.
We didn't see any of Johnny B's band, and Johnny B didn't sing anything.
He yeah, I guess not.
I don't think.
No, I think that in the soundtrack, there was a song that was Johnny B-esque, so I got confused.
There are a couple things. There was Under the Boardwalk, and then we also heard Sea Cruise.
Yeah.
And that's sort of Johnny B-esque, but not him singing it.
You are correct. When Elle and Hayes go to that rich dude club and they had to rent like a Ferrari or whatever the fuck they rented, and they're dressed like Crockett and Tubbs.
Great reveal.
Yeah, that I wasn't
shoes with no socks on.
That's all I want.
What a look.
Okay, first off, it somehow comes together where they are able to talk to a henchman of the guy that they want to see. And the guy's like, how many keys you want to sell? Why do these scientists that I'm sure work in metrics all the time not know what a key is?
Also, like, did they ever say that they had drugs to sell to anyone?
Well, that's what rich dudes that wear socks or sockless shoes all the time do. They sell drugs and smoke cigarettes poorly.
You would not. There's no reason that they would go to this bar at 1 p.m.
No, it was not. It was nighttime and it was intercut with 1 p.m. that was exactly the same time because they were outside and it was dark out.
But it was also completely daytime when they were outside.
Yeah. There was some weird time shift going on. Maybe that was part of it.
I don't think I noticed any of the nighttime photography. I literally only saw daytime photography. There was it was dark in the bar with lots of neon.
You know what? I think that I thought that was an outdoor bar.
Oh, no, it's an indoor bar. It's an
Never
indoor
mind.
bar.
Forget what I just said.
Yeah, no, they show up at fucking high noon.
Like, let's go get wasted on Hawaiian fruity cocktails.
Oh, there's a fun moment where Hayes is playing with a cigarette, and then instead of putting it in his mouth, he breaks off the butt and tosses it over his shoulder and it lands in the henchman's glass. And nothing is ever made of that. It's just funny.
Yeah.
It's just silly.
It was absolutely nothing. And it was great.
Yeah. The best things about this show are actually nothing.
Yep. It's like Seinfeld. Anyway. So I also have a question about Elle's powers.
Yeah, he needs to manually hit that one spot on the back of his head.
Yeah, a lot of questions about that came up for me with this. First off, when he rebigulates, do his clothes just like explode?
I guess he can only wear those clothes once, unless maybe he gets out of them quickly.
Because I would imagine they would strangle you or something. Because those Barbie clothes, they have really good seams. They're really hard to rip. So anyway, also trying to
got to see him in his Malibu Ken outfit, looking good.
Nice. Get to see some shins.
Also a guy walks into the bathroom when they're in the bathroom, and that guy sniffs. So then Billy sniffs, and then Elle, who's already little, sniffs, and that way it just seems like we're all on the same page.
Yeah. We're all on coke right now. That's why it doesn't matter that Elle is super tiny.
Yeah.
Because when you do coke,
14 inches tall. No big deal.
No. When you do coke, small people that are 14 inches tall is just normal. You're used to seeing that sort of thing when you're on coke. That's how it works, right?
I guess so. I mean, again, that was something that they made nothing out of, and that's why it was fun.
Yeah.
It's just a moment, and they just let it be that and nothing else.
It's great. I love that.
It's great. Yeah.
He's my favorite character in this whole episode.
The sniffing guy, the bathroom sniffer. He might not have been on cocaine. He might have just been a weirdo that likes to sniff inside of bathrooms.
Oh, God. No, he's on coke. So they get later on, they get tied to toilets, which really that's your best option, a public bathroom. And he tries to make himself small by hitting his head, is what he says. What happens? Like they kind of touch on it because the toilet flushes and Hayes is like, oh, swim, big guy, swim. Like, there's no way he would survive that if he got small because he's trapped in his big person clothes. The toilet is flushing. If it doesn't flush him down completely, it's going to drown. It's going to waterboard him till it's done flushing.
Yeah, this seems like a fucking nightmare.
Yeah. No, thank you. No, thank you to all of it. I'll pass. I'll just be bad at basketball and tall. It's fine. The reveal of Sherry being like whoever's girlfriend.
Chuck. The drug dealer's name is Chuck.
Was shocking if I had never seen TV ever in my life. Like, duh, of course. And I was really the thing that bummed me out about it is that she wasn't the actual kingpin. I thought that was going to be the reveal later. Like, it wasn't that I'm going along with it. It's that it is my plan. Nope. None of it.
Yeah, it would have made the most sense if she was the kingpin. The Delta Foundation only existed to further the drug traffickers' needs, which possibly is the case or not. I don't know.
You know what? It's just
there's such a stupid scene on the yacht where Eddie is like pleading with her, like trying to get whether or not she actually likes him as a human being. And she's like, no. And so this is just like a really weird moment of like, okay, so he's the nerd and she's the popular girl. And that's it.
Yeah, no, that's all you
That's
need.
it.
Yeah, no, that's
right.
You get nothing more. It's pretty cut and dry.
This is very uncomplicated and uninteresting.
Yeah, no, this is stuff you see in your daily life in the 80s. Why, you know what? Why go outside? Just live through TV because it's just as boring as your goddamn life.
So Gloria floats a lot of people in this episode. A lot of people,
Shot.
a lot of gun-toting people get thrown by her.
I mean, that's pretty much her wheelhouse, is
Right.
throwing gun-toting people. But the shot of her floating Eddie to their boat,
Uh-huh.
fucking beautiful.
Right? That was probably like half the budget for this episode.
Half, god damn it. Aside from the dolphin, that was their budget.
Ah! Totally.
I also like Elle's line of they're on the boat and someone was like, "Hey, it's Donald." And Elle's like, "Am I supposed to be able to know the difference between one dolphin and another?"
Totally.
Fair fucking point, dude. How would anyone know?
Great.
What?
And then at the end of the episode, Donald brought a girlfriend home with him.
Oh, right. Uh-huh.
Way to go, dolphin dude. High five.
You get yours, man.
Yeah.
Get that dolphin dick wet.
Dolphin fucking.
We're terrible people.
uh, All right. I don't want to keep watching this show, but I really need to win that $1 million.
Wait, what's the $1 million?
Oh, there's no prize for watching this?
Oh, no. I really want to keep watching it. You know, I fucking love a bad, terrible thing to watch. It's like my favorite.
Yeah, okay.
Uh-huh.
I want to watch it too. I just want it to redeem itself.
Okay, on that line of thinking, so far, what was the best episode and why? Why was it better?
The
5-hour pilot.
The pilot. Here's why the pilot is the best episode.
Uh-huh.
Because it makes promises the way every pilot makes promises.
Uh-huh.
And then it's up to
exposition.
And then it's up to the rest of the show to fulfill those promises.
For all the payoff that we so greedily need.
A pilot is a prince who says, "One day I will be king and I will get to do all sorts of things for you people. So just treat me great and someday I'll be the king." But then the pilot gets to leave town.
Uh-huh. Pilot gets in its fucking Ferrari and takes off with his stolen paintings that he got from the Nazis. Fuck you guys. I'm out of here. I'll be back for my paycheck.
Okay, so in this episode, they had rented some kind of sports car.
Yeah.
And then by the time they got out of the bar, where they'd been tied up in the bathroom of the bar, someone had taken off not just the tire, but the whole wheel.
Yeah.
And they didn't notice that when they got into it to try to get away.
No. It's a new car. They're not used to how low it usually is, so it's fine. But they try and drive off with no wheels whatsoever. That's not good, you guys.
We get the promise of Elle driving a tiny chicken delivery mobile, except he never does it.
No, he
sits
does.
in it. No, he sits in it and he tries to give the guy money for it. But then do we ever see him driving it?
The next time we see him on it, he basically stops it in front of Johnny B and Hayes on their motorcycle, which
Oh
is
yeah,
also a new thing. We get a
Johnny
motorcycle.
B is now a motorcyclist.
I mean, of course he is. He's
Why
Johnny
not?
B.
Why not?
Hey.
The Fonz drives a motorcycle. Sometimes he'll even jump it over a shark.
Really? I've never heard about that before.
Yeah, it doesn't come up much.
Yeah, once they passed the guy delivering fried chicken, and Elle was like, "Hey, nice chicken." I was like, "Oh, I can't wait to see when that comes back." It barely does.
It would be great if they end up with like a fleet of funny vehicles.
I want that show. I want Knight Rider, but with funny vehicles.
Does the vehicle talk and have a personality,
Of
just like Knight
course.
Rider?
Obviously. You get the
Okay.
Wienermobile.
Yep. Yes.
Mhm.
The ZZ Top car.
Yes. Yes. A
Oh,
hot
there's
air
a
balloon
limo
for some
crash
reason.
in this episode. It just
Which
sort of happens. It just
I don't know.
happens.
Yeah, I don't know why or who that was, but they
Great.
crashed.
Yeah.
A white limo. Someone's
Johnny
going to
B
prom.
firing off lightning bolts willy-nilly.
Yeah. I get it.
That guy is a fucking menace.
He really is. He should be put away.
All right, so what are some good vehicles for our vehicle team?
Well, let's see. What else is there? What novelty vehicles exist? I can't. Oh, you gotta have a Mary Kay car because those are pink and that's fun.
What is that?
It's just a pink car, usually a Cadillac for top Mary Kay sellers.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
So like
That could be Jane's.
the prizes for people that have actually gotten to the top of the MLM
Yes,
pyramids.
100%. Yes. I used to have a really large. What was it? It was a really large car, 4-door, probably from early 80s, late 70s. And I bought it from someone and they had painted giant purple polka dots all over it. It was a fun car.
That's great.
I bought it for $200. It was great.
Oh, I guess the Ghostbusters mobile.
Oh, yeah. And we saw some of that at the second episode. Maybe it was the first episode.
Wait, what do you mean?
It wasn't the actual Ghostbusters, but it was like a vintage ambulance.
Oh, that's right.
Wagon.
That's right. That's right.
Who has some fun cars? No one else has fun cars. I mean, unless you go into cartoons.
I guess Pee-wee's bike.
I guess it's just a bike. Oh, we got Large Marge in this episode.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Wait, is that the actual actress?
Yes. I mean, I think so. It looks just like her and sounds just like her.
Hold on a second. I'm going to Google it.
I don't want to mistake all older white women like I do for other people. Yeah?
Hold on. I'm trying to clear the porn off my browser.
Sons with benefits.
Large Marge Misfits.
You're not going to get anything out of that. We get Glow making a slinky go up the stairs. That's fun.
Okay, so wait. Alice Nunn. She was Large Marge.
Uh-huh.
I don't think
she was in the episode for like 0.2 seconds. I doubt it's going to be accredited, or at least not widely on the internet.
I stand corrected.
For what?
That is Large Marge.
Why do you never believe me, Josh? I'm always right.
1985 was a great year for her.
Oh, what else did she do at 85?
Well, Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
That's it.
And this. And she also did Crazy Like a Fox and 227.
Ah, nice.
Yeah. A year earlier, she did an episode of Knight Rider, and a year later, she did an episode of Riptide. She apparently had a recurring character on Simon and Simon. She was in 2 episodes over the course of 4 years.
Oh, I used to love Simon and Simon.
Ah, she was also on Murder, She Wrote.
Oh, your favorite.
And My Sister Sam.
Wait, which one?
I don't know. This could not be less important.
It will be for when we do the Large Marge podcast.
Fuck yes, Large Marge was in Misfits of Science. This is the crossover we've all been waiting for.
She was like, it was an afternoon just like today.
Right. She has a non-speaking role in this one. Oh no, I'm sorry. Forms is forms.
Yeah, she's the bureaucracy guy.
So, right, she's in a little hut renting what it says sailboats, but they get a motorboat. And it's like fucking fast too. Like, do you just let anyone take off in a random boat? I guess
apparently.
So.
I mean, you don't need a license to drive a boat, do you?
I don't know, actually.
I don't either.
I don't think you do.
Have you ever driven a boat?
I have, and I don't have a license.
I need to make a phone call.
But that doesn't mean that no one on the craft did. Have you ever driven a boat?
Yeah, my grandma used to have one on a lake.
Did she have a license?
Yeah, I didn't check her wallet.
Exactly. Who the fuck knows? Wow, these are exciting times we live in.
I know, right?
Fucking A. All right, so this show has got Troy from the Goonies, Large Marge from Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Who's Troy from the Goonies?
That was the bully who was on a motorbike in the one where like a guy was trying to talk to aliens.
You're not talking about this episode. You're just talking
No,
about
not this episode. I'm just saying over the course of Misfits of Science.
Pardon me. Continue.
We occasionally have great minor characters.
The best of the best. Like Large Marge.
Uh-huh. Yeah, of course, Max Wright and Courtney Cox
steal the show.
They steal the show, and it's understandable that they would go on to keep working.
Yes, if nobody else would. Understandable. Can we talk about Hayes' jealousy for Donald's girlfriend?
Yes, he's jealous that a dolphin has a girlfriend and he doesn't.
He's like Troy McClure. He really wants to fuck that dolphin.
We found her, people. We found Large Marge. We found Donald's girlfriend, the other dolphin, as seen in stock footage. We also found the perfectly gleaming white skeleton of a pilot.
Finally, we've been looking for that for hours.
How come no one was investigating Mr. Chen's gifts and novelties? We get one shot of the gifts and novelties store.
Is that the one that he comes out from behind with the stuffed walrus?
No. This is later in the episode. Johnny B, who's independently investigating on a motorcycle, he comes across this place that I guess is where they're either they're doing something with the plastic flamingos. So maybe that's where they're getting where they're getting the plastic flamingos that they're then stuffing tiny bags of cocaine into.
The tiniest of bags that they need to smuggle. Why not just...
Or they're unloading the flamingos complete with cocaine to this guy as a middleman. It's unclear.
Yeah, I mean, I would think that they would buy them in bulk and not from some shitty little stand.
We're going to have to watch Narcos or Miami Vice or something so that we understand how drug trade works.
With flamingos, yeah.
Oh, and The Wire. We're going to watch all those shows and then watch this episode again.
Oh, that's the entire series.
All of those series, all the way through.
In entirety, yeah. And then watch this again so we understand it better. That's a really good idea because you know why? The writers were really thorough in their research with every single one of these episodes.
Definitely.
Definitely. Yeah. That's why they're so good.
How do you feel about Nazi sperm?
I wish I had so much of it inside of me.
All right, guys, that's our show.
And with that, we